The scream tore through the bright midday air of the crowded city park, sharp enough to freeze conversations and stop children mid-laughter. Sunlight reflected off the fountain as birds scattered violently into the sky. In the middle of the chaos, a small girl stumbled backward, surrounded by 5 aggressive men closing in on her older sister, who clutched her torn backpack while desperately shielding the child behind her. Just as fear began to paralyze the crowd, a tall, broad-shouldered man dropped his grocery bags and stepped forward with a calm that felt almost unnatural. His eyes carried the quiet storm of someone who had survived battles most people only saw in movies. And when the trembling little girl cried out for help, the man moved without hesitation. If you believe kindness and second chances still exist in this world, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories, to support stories that remind us humanity still shines even in darkness. Rowan Cade had come to the park that afternoon for something simple. Since leaving military service 3 years earlier, his entire world revolved around raising his 7-year-old son, Kale. Life had not been kind after Rowan lost his wife during childbirth, leaving him to learn fatherhood while wrestling with memories of war that visited him every night. He had traded missions for morning school lunches, combat boots for worn sneakers, and classified operations for bedtime stories. That day, he simply wanted to buy groceries and watch Kale play soccer under the warm afternoon sun. But Rowan had once been a Navy SEAL, an instinct never truly retired. As the 5 men tightened their circle around the terrified sisters, the older girl struggled to keep her composure while shielding the younger one from their threats. The crowd hesitated, some pulling out phones, others stepping back, unwilling to get involved. Rowan walked forward, his expression steady, his breathing controlled. Years of intense training had shaped his reflexes, but fatherhood had reshaped his purpose. He no longer fought for orders or medals. He fought because he understood what it meant to protect someone who depended entirely on you. The first man lunged toward Rowan with reckless confidence, clearly underestimating the quiet stranger standing in front of him. The confrontation unfolded quickly, almost too fast for the surrounding crowd to process. Rowan moved with precise efficiency, disabling one attacker after another with controlled force, never allowing his emotions to cloud his discipline. The sunlight glinted off the fountain as bodies collapsed onto the pavement, shock replacing aggression in their expressions. Within moments, the park fell silent except for the ragged breathing of the defeated attackers and the distant laughter of unaware children still playing on the swings. Rowan knelt slightly, ensuring the 2 sisters were safe, his voice calm though his pulse still thundered in his ears. The older girl clung to her sister, both trembling but unharmed. Before Rowan could step away, the sudden arrival of military vehicles disrupted the stillness. Uniformed officers moved swiftly through the park, followed by a decorated Marine general whose presence commanded instant respect. The crowd parted as he approached Rowan with a look that blended authority with deep recognition. The general had once supervised joint operations overseas, and seeing Rowan standing there, dusty sneakers planted firmly on the pavement, stirred memories of impossible missions completed under crushing odds. Instead of formal military acknowledgement, the general's expression softened when he noticed Kale running toward Rowan and hugging his leg tightly. Rowan's greatest achievement no longer rested in classified files or commendation plaques, but in the way his son looked at him with complete trust. The general saluted quietly, not as a superior officer, but as a father who understood the sacrifices hidden behind Rowan's calm exterior. As emergency responders secured the attackers and comforted the shaken sisters, the park slowly returned to life. Parents hugged their children tighter, strangers exchanged emotional glances, and Kale held his father's hand with renewed pride. Rowan picked up his fallen grocery bags, their contents scattered but salvageable, symbolizing how life itself could be messy yet still worth preserving. Walking away from the crowd, Rowan felt the familiar weight of responsibility settle onto his shoulders again. But this time it felt lighter, strengthened by the reminder that his battles now created safety rather than destruction. If this story touched your heart or reminded you of someone who protects others quietly every day, please like, share, and comment to help this message reach more people who need hope today. Special request: comment the word courage if you believe one act of bravery can change someone's entire life.